Good day, I'm Dion Basson from To Interact. In 1989, 24% of salespeople made 76% of the sales. Today, 13% makes 87% of the sales. Shocking stats. Sales has gone backwards in quite a major way. And why did it go different? I mean, after all these years of sales training, sending people on sales training courses on the one side, implementing it on the other side, having systems that support the training, having systems supporting the process on the other side, it's still gone backwards in quite a major way. So what went wrong? What's happened over the last 25 years? And that's what I'd like to share with you today. What are the missing factors? What are the missing important ingredients that people need to employ to make sure that they become great in sales? I'd like to quickly share with you what makes sales successful, and there are 5 dimensions. The first dimension is that you've got to know what you sell, what you're offering, what's the benefits, and what does it mean to that organization. The second one is following some process, meaning that I've got a methodology and I know what step 1 is, step 2 is, and what do I do next. The third thing that you've got to do is to have some sales management. And I'm talking there about sales management about yourself as a salesman. Am I making enough cold calls? Have I got enough proposals out there? And really measuring that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. The fourth dimension is sales leadership. And I'm again talking about sales leadership about yourself. Meaning I need to know what are real deals and what are not deals on the other side, and the ability to walk away from the deals that are not going to be deals in any case. If you lose, lose early. And the fifth dimension is the psychology of sales. Really conveying, and the way that you interact when you deal with the customer, and conveying that message in terms of the benefits that you bring to the customer. That is the most critical one, and I will share some more information on that in a second. And if I just go for one moment back in terms of what has the focus been over the last 25 years. It focused on the top 3, means understanding your offering on the one side, following a methodology on the other side, and having some sales management on the other side. But if you want to differentiate yourself, you also have to focus on the other 2, because that's where the real differentiators comes in. The top salespeople in the world, that's what they focus on. They focus on the one side, the leadership, understanding what are deals and what are not deals on the other side, and the other side, the psychology of sales, which means what message do I give the customer on the one side, and on the other side, what behavior do I need in my communication with the customer. And if I can apply that in the right way, I can turn people on. I can turn people to make the decision that I want at the end of the day to be able to close that deal. I'll elaborate in a second or 2. One of the first things that I'd like to share with you, and that's some of the research that we've done in To Interact, is that people differ in what they communicate and what their preference is in communication. Some people like facts and detail, and we call them the analytical people, where other people like process, or the methodical people as we call them. They need the agenda when they deal with anything. Then we've got the connected people that are more emotional and feelings-based. And finally, we've got the people that are more visionary, the people that like to take risk on the one side and like to talk about the big picture. Now, we all have a preference. You might have 2 preferences, but the person that you're dealing with on the other side might have 2 different preferences. And without doing anything wrong, you might be communicating in a way that might be irritating that person or putting that person off on the other side. Now, let me take an example. Let's say you're selling a car. An analytical person like to know what the exact price is. They'd like to know what's the top speed of the car, what's the dimensions of the car, and that's really what's important to them. On the other side, the methodical person would like to know what's the guarantee on the car, what's the warranty on the car, what's the service process if I need to process that car, or if I need to service that car. On the other side, the connected people will be what's important to them is the safety of the car, and how safe it is for their family that drives with them, because that's what's important to them. And the visionary people on the other side like to think about things like, it's the car of the year, it's a great design, it's got all the latest features. Now, the critical thing is that we don't have to know who the customer is. I've just given you 4 dimensions there, and if I rather do something like this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to take you right around those different communication styles. If I say something like that, this car is the car of the year in 2011, a great family car, and it's got all the safety features. It comes with a 2-year warranty, and this is the way that you service the car, and you know that the price of the car is $42,000, and the top speed of the car is 214 kilometers per hour. I've just illustrated to you that in one sentence, I've actually communicated to all 4, and I really appeal to all people out there. Apart from the styles of communication or what we communicate, there's also behaviors in communication. Some people are accommodating, which means it's not my way, it's your way. On the other side, there are competing people, it's my way or the highway. Then on the other side, you've got your collaborators, the people that wheel and deal. And on the other side, you've got your avoiders, which means they don't want to deal with issues if there are any issues around there. Now, not one of those behaviors are correct or incorrect on the other side. They all have a place to play when we sell out there. Sometimes we've got to compete. Let's say, for example, we've reached our limit in terms of price. On the other side, sometimes we've got to accommodate. If we, for example, made a mistake with a customer delivering something, in that situation, we might need to accommodate, maybe concede on something. I'm not going to go into any other detail, but it's critical that we understand what our behavior is in communication. Otherwise, we might be selling in the incorrect way or the incorrect behavior out there. Now, in terms of sales, I just want to quickly summarize. We need the process. We need to understand our offering that we've got out there. We need some sales management. But that just gives us a license to sell. To differentiate yourself in sales, you really need to understand the sales psychology. What differentiates the top achievers from the average? They know how to play that sales psychology. And if you want to excel, that's the area that you should also develop in terms of the way that you sell out there. Thank you very much.